You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Ready?
Hello and welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah?
It's been a while.
What was the last game we watched?
It was the Champions League final.
Oh, sad.
Pain.
Pain.
And then I did the little compilation of all the goals in the season.
Yeah.
But now, new season's approaching.
When does the new season start? Caleb, you'll know the date, won't you?
I don't know the date. It starts, I think it's like first or second week of August. It's like second week of August maybe.
Is it the 8th? Something like that?
Maybe.
It's quite early, isn't it? It's a week earlier because of the World Cup.
Because of the World Cup, yeah. Well, because we've got our pre-season. I know even towards the end of the school term we've got a few pre-season games. And then we've got the Community Shield against Man City.
Which is on Sunday the 31st of July.
Is it? Cool. But, we thought we'd make a little pre-season kind of video to discuss what we think about Liverpool's transfer business and everything we've done, in terms of transfers in this little break between seasons so far. It's not really an informative video because I'm sure you know all this already.
Yeah.
But
there's no scoops here, are there? There's not going to be any special sneak preview.
No,
we can't tell you.
We can't tell you what who we're gonna be buying, but we'll just
we
be
can tell
sharing.
you what we think about what has happened.
Exactly.
So what do we know, Caleb? What do we know?
Well,
who's in and who's out?
Let's start off with the exits.
Exits, okay.
Sad. Well, first one.
Is it called a Lexit?
Alexit.
Well, like Brexit. Is it a Lexit? Is that a Liverpool exit? Is that a Lexit?
That's a good. I've never heard.
Did Mane make a Lexit?
Mane made a Lexit.
Yeah.
Well, before Mane, let's start off with Divock Origi.
Oh, we love Origi.
Divock.
Yeah. He's fan favourite.
So he's obviously gone to AC Milan as a free agent. Contract ran out, but
he'll always have a place in our heart.
When he was playing for Liverpool, he got 175 appearances and 41 goals in that time. And how long's he been here for? Since
2016,
2016, so maybe even 2015, something like that.
Yeah, a long time. No, he didn't really fit as a kind of He didn't really fit in with the system that Klopp has played for the front three, but he was a really effective substitute when they needed to have more of a straightforward centre forward, didn't he? So when you needed a target
many big moments,
so many important goals,
many important goals, impossible to list.
And what I think about Origi was even when he came on and maybe didn't change the game in the way you might want or whatever, he was clearly one of the players' favourites because when you watch some of those inside Anfield training videos, they really love him. He always had a smile on his face. He had great character.
Well, and the thing is as well, he was willing to play that role. He wasn't I have to be in the front starting 11. I'm going to leave because.
And that's real credit to the humility of a person to play their part.
He knew his role and he was happy with that.
Absolutely,
which was good.
So always a place in our hearts for Divock.
Divock Origi. He needs a statue still outside all the big moments.
They could have a lot of statues.
Another man that needs a statue.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane.
Don't know if there's enough bronze in the world for all the statues we need.
No, Sadio Mane, probably the
Sadioist.
Yeah, the Sadioist one. Probably the most high-profile exit this season that we'll have.
And I'll be honest, it was a bit of a surprise to me. It was a bit of a surprise because, we knew there were contract talks, but for months, obviously, everyone's been talking about Salah, and a lot of us, I think, had forgotten that Mane was still.
And when you thought of the original front three, Mane was probably the one you'd think might be there the longest.
Yeah, and he's had such a great second half of the season, especially
after AFCON.
He came back absolutely pumped, doing really, really well. And when he gave that press interview just before the Champions League final, saying he would give us. What did he say? Something like, I will give you the news you want after the final. And
you're like, that's a bit dodgy.
Strange.
Yeah.
So it did come as a bit of a surprise.
But he's moving
but no hard feelings.
Yeah, no, he leaves a legend. He leaves a legend either way.
Yeah.
And he didn't leave but he didn't leave on a bad note.
No, absolutely.
He still left a legend. The fans all still support him and everything like that.
Yeah, and I think Bayern Munich's a team I've got a lot of respect for. Got a lot of time for them.
So
good move for him.
So he's gone to Bayern for I think around 27.5 million. That I think around, and then I say a specific number like that.
Yeah,
but
it was more than that, wasn't it?
I think it can. I think that's the base, but then it can go to maybe I don't know 40 million with add-ons and stuff.
Yeah.
So
good. I mean, for a player of 29 or 30 with 1 year left on the contract,
and
whatever the
he
form
came to
he's
Liverpool
been
in 2016, I think, and in that time, 269 appearances and 120 goals.
Significant.
A lot of like contribution to the
And
club.
I've not always been the biggest fan of Sadio Mane, particularly beginning of this season and maybe even last season.
Well, last season was definitely a dip for him.
And I got a bit frustrated that I thought he often overplayed the ball when he should use his instincts and shoot a bit quicker. I really enjoyed when he got back from AFCON. I saw he was just shooting quicker and earlier. And I really enjoyed that. And I think that's him at his best.
When he played in that central role that he never played before.
Yeah.
And
really
when
well.
Diaz came in and played on the left.
Yeah. So I think if he's going to really thrive at Bayern, what I'd encourage Sadio Mane to do is trust his instincts, not overthink it, don't always need that extra touch, just take
and
the
they
shot.
may well play him in that central role as well in the striker because Lewandowski is, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but he's probably leaving them this season.
That's
right?
there's
going to
rumours still
Barcelona
going.
maybe. But yeah, Mane, legend.
Absolutely.
So,
who else made Alexit?
well, someone that doesn't. Well, I thought this was quite funny when I saw that he'd Karius.
I did read about Karius, who hasn't played since that final.
That final.
Oh my goodness!
I don't even know where he's gone. Oh no, has he just left on a free agent?
He's got a free agent. Yet? He hasn't signed anywhere. Yeah, tough.
Yes, it's tough for him because he's never really got into a first team after that.
There's not much more that can be said.
Hopefully he does in the future.
Clearly has still played his part in the training team and in the squad and the training.
I know he's been on loan a few times, but still hasn't really done a whole load there.
Yeah.
And one final player that I don't think it's been officially confirmed by the clubs, but it looks pretty set that he'll be making an exit this summer is Takumi Minamino.
No, that is confirmed now.
Is that confirmed?
That was confirmed yesterday.
But not by the clubs though, or has
or maybe it was personal terms.
It was probably maybe some like high-profile journalists.
Yeah, I read something about him.
So Minamino seems to be going to Monaco.
Monaco, that was it.
For I think 15 million. Pounds
That's
roughly.
That's what I read.
And obviously, he never really with us. He never really got into the starting team, but he did in the cups. He did play a big part. In the last season, without him, we probably wouldn't have won either of the two cups we won. In the build-up, he was playing all the games, scoring all the goals. He got in his time for Liverpool, he only got about 14 goals.
How many years was he with us?
He came in the January window in at the start of 2020, I think.
Yeah, so it's only about 3 years probably.
Yeah, he came just before COVID.
Years.
That was and then he had to settle in a new country from Japan. Oh no, he was in Austria.
He'd been in Austria. Yeah. He was playing for Salzburg, wasn't he?
Yeah, Salzburg. Yeah.
Because that's the old joke.
In the Champions League,
right? And the old joke is that whenever Klopp plays a team, he looks to see who plays best against us and then buys them.
As we saw with someone we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the exits. So there are a few rumoured exits.
And there are not a few people who have been out on loan who have gone. I thought Nico Williams had now gone.
I don't think he has yet, but I think that's a heavily rumoured one, Nico Williams. And to be honest, if Nico Williams goes, I completely respect that decision because he is a really good right back.
I know he needs to get first. He needs to get regular first team football. Yeah, it's fair enough.
And so it looks pretty likely that he might go back to Fulham. And that'll probably be a good move for him.
Yeah.
Other rumoured exits include the likes of Phillips, centre back who played the massive role for us.
I'm a massive fan of Nat Phillips.
Yeah. And really again, another one. If he goes, you can't hate him for it because
absolutely. You want him to have first team football and play his part somewhere. Yeah. Absolutely.
Again, a similar thing with Kelleher, who is rumoured he might exit.
Really?
Yeah,
I'd be disappointed in that, but yeah, you could understand why.
Yeah, I think he could.
Because what age is Kelleher? I think he's young.
He's not young, he's 20.
But in goalkeeping terms, because he could be Alisson's successor if he sticks around.
Yeah, no, I of course want him. I want him to stay because he all the cups.
But that's the assessment he'll have to make. He might well think that he can have a future with Liverpool where he becomes the first choice keeper in another 3 or 4 years.
How long do you think Alisson will? Yeah, and does he need to have first team football before that?
Yeah,
I don't know, but we'll see what happens there. And the other one is
we should say about Kelleher though. One more thing about that, which is credit to Klopp for having faith with him through the FA Cup wasn't it? Where Kelleher was his first choice keeper. Wasn't it the FA
No,
Cup?
it was the Carabao Cup.
It was the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It was Carabao Cup. But I think that's also good that if you are going to be in a team like Liverpool who are going to play in so many cup competitions, then at least you do know that you might get one competition that's going to be yours.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
that might be an
and he didn't like get to the final and be like, oh, we'll put Alisson.
No, exactly.
Like Chelsea did, and then
Yeah,
we saw how that
that
ended.
is-
Well,
yeah,
then they subbed Kappa on, to be fair, but we know how that ended.
We do.
So good victory for us. And one more rumoured exit that's been like talked about quite a lot, like with people saying, oh, he's definitely going, then Liverpool saying, oh no, he's not going. That's Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since
Yeah.
he played for us or really.
I don't think Oxlade-Chamberlain's ever going to make like a really a first team player.
Because he did back in like 2018 before his injury.
Yeah. I mean, I like him a lot, but again, I think that when you look at the likes of Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones, they're going to be. I think
They're the next ones.
Yeah. Klopp's going to nurture the young talent coming through into the roles that he wants them in. So I don't see a place for Oxlade-Chamberlain.
He's been rumoured to have like maybe have a move to like Man United, which would be a bit like disappointing going to our rivals. But again,
but are they really our rivals now? Is there really any rivalry?
Yeah.
Is there really any competition?
9-0 on aggregate last season. Well, I think that's all.
Because it's good to like let some of your players go and help the weaker teams.
Oh yeah. Go help them out. Well, I think that's.
Don't hate me, Man U fans.
Yeah.
You've had your day. You had a lot of years of.
You had it.
You had a lot of years of gloating over us.
Man City's
That's
stuff,
it. Yeah, true.
We've got
True.
them to worry about
True.
instead of
Yeah,
Man
that's
United. Well, that's all the exits, I think. Well, should we go on to the signings?
Can I first of all say who I'm excited is not exiting?
Who?
James Milner.
James Milner.
I love a shout out for the old men
James
in the football
Milner.
team. As an old
What
man,
a geezer.
I want to shout out for all the old men who are still doing their bit for the football team.
How old is Milner now? 36?
Something like that.
Something like that. 35.
Younger than me. But
signed a
super fit.
one year extension, lower reduced wages, which is like good
again
on a human
honourable, like really humble thing to do. I think he still excels on all the fitness tests. They always say he keeps himself in brilliant condition. I think he's a real adult in the team as well. And
He's
I think
a leader.
He's a leader. He's a great role model to all the younger ones coming through as well. So I'm really pleased they've kept him there because I think it kind of it's also part of that Liverpool ethos about you're a family, you're a community, and you don't just cut people adrift. Yeah, it was good.
And realistically, after this season, he probably will leave at that point. Maybe he'll leave, go back to Leeds or something
he
for
might
a season.
do a little bit, or he might
Maybe
just move into a coaching role.
Maybe it'll be great to have him as a coach at Liverpool. That would be a great thing to see. But the first signing we made, and this was actually confirmed quite a while ago.
Yes.
This was Fabio Carvalho.
Yeah, from Fulham. That's right. Which nearly got dealt with just before the January transfer deadline. Yeah. But they didn't manage to finish the paperwork in time.
They pre-agreed it.
That's it. It was all pre-agreed.
And I don't even think it's not been confirmed yet, in it, by the clubs. He hasn't gone to Liverpool yet.
I think so. I think that happened about a month ago.
Oh yeah, but he hasn't we haven't had the whole the YouTube videos with him doing his first interview.
Right.
That kind
maybe
of
he's on holiday.
I think it gets official on the 1st of July or something like that.
Okay. So it could be
a few days. A few days.
Yeah.
But because I think the fee is around. It's pretty cheap. It was pretty cheap. 5 million. Maybe 5 to 10 million somewhere in that. But
I watched a few clips of him and I like what
I think it's an exciting prospect for that attacking midfield kind of role.
Agree.
Because last season for Fulham, he scored 10 goals and he got 8 assists, which is some pretty good stats for how old is he? 19? I think.
Yeah, he's really young.
19.
He's still really young.
Great prospect. And he signed on a 5-year deal, so
no, I think it's a
long
really
term
positive move.
Yeah, it's a good move. The next one, again, probably the most high profile. We spoke about him. We touched on him a little bit earlier. Darwin Nunez.
Yeah.
Darwin Nunez.
Interesting name.
Interesting name. What's interesting about the name?
Darwin was one of the places near Blackburn and Preston where football was invented. Do you remember?
Right.
Do you remember that show?
We did watch that show,
Darwin.
didn't we? Yeah.
I mean, it's also a place in Australia.
Yeah.
But it's a town in the northwest, Darwin. Forgive me for not knowing exactly where it was, but they had one of the earliest football clubs that was one of the founding clubs of the football league.
Yeah, I remember that.
They were like near Blackburn and Preston North End and Darwin.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
Well, he's from where's he from? Uruguay.
He's from Uruguay.
So
not from the northwest. But he's moving to the northwest.
Maybe, he is. Maybe there's a place called Darwin in Uruguay.
Yeah.
But
so where's
he's
he
signing from Benfica, who we played in the last season.
And he played really well against us.
I think he scored 2 goals against us. So
and Klopp put him on the list.
The classic Klopp. Klopp's like, oh, this guy's good. Sign him up. But yeah, he's signed for about £64 million, which could have the potential to add on another like 20 million with that. Which people always say like, oh, he's like 100 million. So he's not actually, because he's 100 million
in euros with all the add-ons and whatever.
But in terms of initial pounds, he's only like 60 million, which is, but again, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and the thing is, we're spending big, which is, I guess, a good thing from FSG, and I guess we have to trust that. Like last time we spent that big was Van Dijk, and look what happened there.
Well, that's it. It's
so
about.
Klopp
it's about,
must really
I think
trust him.
Yeah, you spend the money wisely and carefully, and you don't. He's not afraid of spending big.
When he knows that this is a player he can trust.
But he won't like do that all over the place, so you can't afford to make too many mistakes when it's that kind of money.
And again, a young player, he just had his birthday actually a couple of days ago.
Was he 21?
He's 23.
23,
so a little bit about that, but still, relatively young.
Again, I've watched a few clips of him. He's very physical, he's strong.
He is, he's tall.
Big body, he's tall,
like,
but he's also fast.
And the mad thing is now, and this is similar with City signing Haaland, both City and Liverpool now have proper strikers. And that is a terrifying prospect.
And it is interesting because it's very different in style from... I mean, Sadio Mane was strong, but he wasn't like big. He was more slight.
And same with Jota.
Same with Jota, same with Diaz. So on the whole, we've had these kind of come in from the wing, slightly fast, but slightly more slight players, whereas Nunez looks like a more conventional big centre forward.
Yeah, and the thing with that, imagine like the assists Robertson and Trent can be getting with him. Like they've actually got height in the box.
I tell you what it reminds me of. I tell you who it reminds me of in terms of his frame, because he's also quite fast. Is old player you might not remember, Didier Drogba at Chelsea. Who was also good with his feet, good in the air, good on the ground, and could come in from the sides. But yeah, so it does, as you say.
Does he bring some similarities there? That'd be interesting to see. And it's a 6-year deal as well, so again, very long term. Last year for Benfica, he played 41 games and he scored 34 goals. And I think he had... I didn't even write that down. Yeah, he scored 34 goals, which is...
That's good.
That is very good. 41 games, 31 goals. That is a good record. And he's coming onto the number 27.
Yes, he's going to take on Origi's
Origi's legacy, you know.
And that's it, yeah.
It's a good number to take over.
Yeah.
After Origi leaves.
Looking for those some key goals in key games.
Yeah, key goals in key games. And you've seen there's been little like interactions on social media with like Suarez and him wishing him good luck.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully he does as well as Suarez did for Liverpool, next Uruguayan striker.
Yeah.
That would I think it was like 10 years after we signed Suarez or something like that. So every 10 years we sign a Uruguayan striker, which is quite funny. How do you think he'll do next season? First season, think he'll settle in quickly or might take a bit longer?
Well, I think that we've seen so far that Klopp is brilliant at getting people integrated really quickly. I mean, you just have to think about the way Jota and Diaz came in. And actually, even you go back a season to that awful season when Van Dijk was injured and think about how quickly he got Phillips and then Reece Williams, like integrated into that pairing. So I think Klopp is really, really good at getting people settled into a team and finding their stride and finding their place really quickly. I guess the interesting thing, really what we're all waiting to see, is what happens to the Salah-Firmino sort of relationship, because obviously that's the historic thing, which is now getting disrupted by Jota, Diaz and Nunez.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, they've now got 5 out front forwards.
And like, I think people are immediately saying, oh, Liverpool's front 3, Diaz, Nunez, Salah, although I don't think it's like as simple as that. I think Nunez will... I think he will, I think he'll adapt quickly, but I don't think he's straight into that starting 11 necessarily. Although I hope he is and he kicks something up, because seeing a Nunez Haaland battle, that would be great. And what the ideal thing for Liverpool fans is that Nunez will be able to keep up with Haaland and even maybe do better than him.
I think the big thing, as you say, is it will be interesting to see whether this also means that Klopp reverts to pushing Alexander-Arnold and Robertson back into more of a kind of push to the byline and cross and get the ball into the
and
air.
Also
because he
probably won't play. He probably won't play Nunez in that false line position that Firmino does. He'll probably go
I think
actual
he'll be out and
striker.
out. Yeah,
and that'd be such an interesting.
No,
thing
he'll be
to
another
see,
10, won't he?
That'd be exciting.
Yeah, and I do think. I mean, I got a bit frustrated a few times again this season where I felt like we could have had more of an aerial threat if we were getting balls into the box in the air, and then you had somebody to meet it. And I think what happened was a lot of the time, it was, racing down the wing and then cutting inside and trying to dribble towards the 6-yard box and find an angle for a shot. When sometimes I thought you could push to the byline and whip in a ball.
Yeah.
And with Alexander-Arnold's skill and Robertson's skill, both of them can whip fantastic balls in to the danger zone, but they need to have someone there who can meet it. So I hope we'll see a bit more of that.
Hopefully he can get Nunez. Well, we can hope he can get as many goals as possible in his first season. Yeah.
Very exciting prospect.
Very, very exciting. So one more confirmed signing we've made.
I'm super excited about this.
Calvin Ramsey.
Yeah.
The Scotsman.
Yeah.
We've signed another Scottish player.
A good Scotsman in the
love our
club.
Scottish
Well, Liverpool's
players.
got a long, long legacy of fantastic
Scottish
Scots.
players,
And of course,
We're
you
Scottish.
wouldn't know it, right? You wouldn't know it because we were both born in England, but all of our family heritage is Scottish, and our surname Hunter is a Scottish surname. So we are, always super thrilled about Scots.
Whenever Robertson scores, we get particularly
massive
excited.
Robertson fan. I'm a massive Robertson fan. I love him to bits. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think he is irrepressible. He's just relentless.
He is
He's
a typical hard worker.
He's a Scottish terrier. He just terriers around the place. That's not a word, but that's what I think. He nips at your ankles. He just keeps on going. He's relentless energy. I love him. I think he's a brilliant player. I'm a huge fan, and
So this guy Calvin Ramsey, right back, 18 years old.
Yeah.
Hope so. I guess, and that's another hint that we could be seeing a Nico Williams departure.
I think that's right.
Then Calvin Ramsey would be Trent's new understudy.
Exactly. That's right. And which also, there's great dilemma for the next few years as well. Great dilemma for the next few years. Will Trent keep on being a playmaker from right back? Will he move into midfield?
Yeah, and it's something to see with his development.
Yeah.
So he came from Aberdeen.
Mm-hmm.
He signed on a 5-year deal. And Aberdeen, last season, he got, I think, 9 assists in total, which is great starting spot for the kind of player we want as well. And I think he won I'm not sure the exact award, but I think he won Scottish Young Player of the Year or something, or the Scottish Premiership Young Player of the Year. So he seems to be very well established. We got him for I think about £6.5 million pounds. So again, good price, good future prospect, I guess.
Are we going to talk at all about all the other speculative things?
We can talk about some speculative things.
So, because what the speculation has been about, there's still speculation
midfield
in the midfield.
So now, that was the thing I had written down to talk about.
The big area of speculation, of course, is the big one everyone's thinking about is about Jude Bellingham.
Yes.
Is it wait for another year? Is it make a move now? Is something going to happen? Is something going to surprise us?
Yeah.
Is there going to be some kind of a make weight? Is there an exchange? I was reading something about. Oh goodness! Oh, and then there's also the guy from Napoli. There's a.
We've been linked
Barella.
with loads. Yeah, Barella's also been linked with us. We've been linked with a lot of midfielders actually.
And there's some possible exchange options there, aren't there, as well? Because there could be some make weight deals. Who else is in midfield who might?
Naby Keita's been linked.
Keita has been linked
deals.
with a swap with Barella.
Right.
That's what I read today.
Yeah.
I read that just today.
Yeah.
That's right. So thinking about midfield, so Thiago has really found his form. Fabinho is amazing.
Henderson's not going anywhere.
Henderson's not going anywhere because Henderson is the leader, and also I haven't watched it yet, but there's a new documentary out.
Yeah. I've watched a little bit of it.
And and he's just Klopp adores Henderson. He adores him, and Henderson has really been an apt successor to Gerrard as a real legend. So he's still going to play. But what I love about Henderson, like Milner, Henderson also knows that he's going to play a vital role in midfield, but that doesn't mean he'll always be the the anchor point in midfield.
Yeah.
So he'll be he'll always be leader, but he's not always going to start. He's not always going to play full games. But I love that about him, that he understands, he cares about what makes the team better.
Yeah.
So
in terms of Bellingham,
but as a successor to Henderson,
Bellingham
I think
is
we've been a big fan of Bellingham for ages.
Yeah.
I think we'd just love to see him playing in a Klopp system. We'd love to see him.
Yeah. It'd be great to see what Klopp can do with him. And so the main link with Bellingham has been like pretty much like Liverpool will make a move for him in 2023 next year. And there's been a lot of like, Liverpool do want to sign a midfielder. Oh no, Klopp has said he doesn't want to sign a midfielder this year. And like, I wanted to know what you thought about. Do you think this year we need some midfield depth, or do you think we're fine?
I think about the midfield that I think if Keita goes, I think Klopp might make a move for somebody. I think if he holds on to Keita, I think you've got in Keita and Fabinho and Henderson and Milner, you have enough holding cover. Mm-hmm. And I think in Thiago, obviously Henderson also fulfills that role with Thiago in the kind of forward-looking, pressing and creative. Yeah. But I think again the big question is about Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott.
Well, that's
think about Harvey. The first 3 months of Liverpool season until Harvey Elliott broke his ankle.
Even the first month it was pretty early.
It was October. No, it was October. It was the Man United game against October, wasn't it?
No, it was the Leeds game.
Leeds game, was it?
It was the first video.
He got injured. Curtis Jones injured his eye against Man United in October.
Oh yeah.
But that was fine. But the point is, Harvey Elliott had a great start to the season.
Well, yeah, exactly. And they're both like really big potential players. And the thing is, if we sign a new midfielder, where are the opportunities for them? So, and we want them to be the ones thriving and getting breaking into the first team.
It's also just good business sense, right? So anybody you bring through, either signed inexpensively when they're young or you bring through the academy, is really good business sense, because then it shows that you're kind of developing.
Yeah. That's why I probably agree. Unless we sell a midfield player, we won't bring in one, because I think, to be honest, unless we sell people, I think we've used our budget for this window. Yeah. We've spent over 60 million. We've spent over like 80 million in total.
The only thing I just think you have to just be aware of with Klopp and FSG is they play their cards quite close to their chest, and if it looks as though there's a deal to be done with Bellingham that will bring him now and they can make it work, they just will. They've had really good, what do they call them, sporting directors, football directors. They've had Michael Edwards, and they've had a really good succession. He's moved on,
we've got
and they've got a really good succession of people who are doing really good, astute business deals.
Yeah. And we the thing is, we never know what to expect with Liverpool. Like, it's quite rare that we like linked with someone for a while and then we buy them. Like, a lot of the time we sign people that we've only heard about like in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, and it just suddenly came up.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, like I think that was the case with Jota. I remember we just signed Thiago, who we actually had been linked with for a while, and then the next day it's like, we've signed Jota, just bang, out of nowhere.
And Diaz, that was super quick and out of nowhere, wasn't it? And what an impact he made.
Quite a lot. Diaz. I'm really looking forward to see more of Diaz next season.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise, he was terrific.
Well, I think that's all of the transfer news so far.
That's a lot of chat about nothing, really, but still.
But still, there's still plenty of time left in the window for us to sign more players off and more stuff to happen, more contracts to be signed, hopefully, Salah.
Let's
Salah,
see.
please, sign a contract. But, it's the first time we've kind of tried a video like this, so let us know what you think, and also let us know if there's any more kind of Liverpool themes videos you want us to do, and we'll see if we can make them. But, thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed the video,
like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.